Did I just do that? Yes. Wait. I don't. I was like,
Hell
I don't have
yeah.
my headphones.
Checking the crack. Hell yeah.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Woo Podcast. Here are your hosts, Jair and Ricardo Woo.
We're live. We are live. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in today. Welcome to the Woo Podcast. My name's Jair.
My name is Ricky.
Is today like category hat day or what?
Hell yeah, it is. Sorry for this noise real quick. Let me just solve
So he's solving a Rubik's Cube.
just real quick.
I haven't had a haircut and beanie day today. What?
That's
Well,
fine.
if you're listening, you can't even tell what we're wearing. But if you are watching us on our YouTube, which is just search up on YouTube, the Woo Podcast, it should pop up. We're working on getting a customized URL. But yeah, we're on YouTube now, episode 32. And hope you're having a great Monday. Happy morning, good afternoon, good evening. Why do you want to laugh?
I just feel ridiculous in this hat. Indoors.
Why?
Indoors. Or like indoors with these lights.
Category is hat day.
Tune.
Tune. How are you all adjusting, by the way, to the time change? Because it's been a few days now, and I feel like sometimes, especially with this spring forward, losing an hour of sleep, I definitely feel it. I don't know if you can tell in video, but I got the bags, and I have those bags too, but I have
Genetics.
bags under the eyes. How have you been adjusting to the time change?
Pretty good. I like this time change. I like the fact
I like
that
it too.
Yeah, you get more daylight pretty much. I go into work at 6, so I wake up at 5
Early.
and it sucks a little bit just because it's dark. It's really dark in the morning now.
Right.
But I mean, like I said, you get more daylight throughout the day, so I personally like it more. What about
I
you?
do too. I prefer the longer days with the sun just setting later in the day. I like when it gets darker earlier just because it is kind of, like Halloween and winter and like Christmas. But at the same time, fuck that. Excuse my language. I like longer. I like just, daylight. The days feel longer. It feels like, I don't know. Just feels like there's more.
feels
You
like
can
you
do
could do
more.
more, yeah.
Yeah. Instead of already being tired, or not tired, but it's already dark at 6.
Yeah.
No, well, like 5, 4 even sometimes in the winter time. But
I feel like it plays a part in your mental. Like
for sure.
It gets dark, so you just think like, dang, it's night.
Yeah,
I
like
should
adjusting
go
to-
home, or I shouldn't do something, you know. And then when it's bright out, you're like, hey, I can go
Right.
do something still.
I'm personally, I love spring season, so I'm happy. I like it.
Me too.
And as we mentioned at the beginning of the episode, I mean, I know I mentioned it, but just again, we haven't been promoting it as much, but we do have episodes now, the video version on our YouTube channel. So like I said, just one more time, just search up on YouTube, the Woo Podcast. We should pop up, comment, like, subscribe.
Yeah.
And also, hey, doing this, but it really helps the podcast out. If you want to support us, go to Apple Podcasts, give us a rating, write a comment. It just helps push the podcast more. And thankful for you that all have already reviewed and submitted your
Right.
comments. It's awesome. So thank you so much.
Definitely.
And what else has been going on? Do you want to talk? Okay, so do you want to talk about a few, what was it, a week or two ago?
Okay.
Because we do get questions sometimes people ask, like, what is your biggest fight, or what do you think about confrontation? And I talked about this with my friend the other day about confrontation, and some people hate confrontation. I myself hate it as well. I like watching drama, but I don't like having drama. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, do you want us to talk about?
Oh, where do you want me to start?
How
I deal with it, or
I guess, how do you deal with confrontation? Because everyone deals with it differently.
how I deal with confrontation? Like everything, it depends in the situation. Most of the time, I deal with it in a pretty calm manner. I don't raise my voice. I don't get loud. I don't get physical. I try to just talk to the person. Physical.
Okay, sorry.
But it's like I've been in a lot of situations where people want to fight me, and I'm always thinking like, what got you to the point that you want to fight me?
Is this now or like back in the day?
Not as much now. This is more back in the day. Now I feel like I can still get into those situations if I wasn't as aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
I can tell when something or when someone has a little bit of an issue with me, or there's
Right.
something that I have or I do that bugs them. So I don't push it. I don't proceed to like keep
get
doing
closer
it.
to the mic.
Yeah, if I can see that it bugs them, I'll just not do it. I'll get closer.
But you can feel that's good. You can feel when someone I think,
Yeah.
well, you're a Cancer moon. I'm not to get all zodiac
moon.
in horoscopy here.
Right.
But I feel like people are, if you're listening and you have no idea, you're probably like, what are you talking about? But if you believe in this, so we're water moons,
Right.
which if you know, you're really intuitive, and as I am too. So I feel like you can pick up on energy if someone has an issue or is feeling some type of way.
Yeah.
It can be like a good thing being intuitive. But yeah, so that's true. I feel like sorry, I didn't mean to cut you, but
Oh no, I think you're right. It keeps me away from a lot of problems. Keeps me out of trouble,
Yeah.
honestly. It's always kept me out of trouble. The fact that I can read a room, and honestly I just don't. It's funny when it comes to confrontation, I always think of, I guess, more than myself.
Yeah.
Like I think of my mom and my dad. Mainly that's like my mom and my dad pop in my head, and I think whatever confrontation's about to happen, can it possibly get me in a situation that will affect them? And if it does, I won't go for it. I won't even give my opinion or whatever the thing might be. Sometimes I have been told to be careful. Someone that was really close to me or knows a lot about me once told me that I need to be careful with my sarcastic. I can be a smart ass when someone's being a dick to me.
Yeah.
I'll just smile and kind of just make
like,
them,
yeah.
I can get a little petty. I can make them feel. From what I've
It's
heard,
honest,
from
that's
what I've
honest.
heard, I can make them feel dumb or whatever, and
You can be petty.
I
I can
very
relate in a
petty.
way,
I
but
can be
not.
very petty,
I don't
yeah.
think petty for me. I feel like I can be pretty passive aggressive.
That's a way better word. Yeah, I can be very passive aggressive. Yes.
Yeah.
You're good at it with me. He's good at it with me. He knows how to get me mad, and it works.
Sometimes sometimes your family members know what buttons to press because they're the ones that created the buttons in the first place.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So there's
Oh,
so many. There's.
that's a good
I
one.
feel like same with you. You know what like gets me, and I feel like I've done such a good job now that it doesn't really faze me as much. I don't know if you. I'm just like.
I don't go there. I know what
Yeah.
not to go.
You pick and choose within life, like what is worth confronting, quote unquote, or how to handle that. I mean, I feel like it's always. I mean, it's easier said than done for some people, but it's always how you react because someone can come to you with a problem, let's say, and it's you're in control, maybe not of what they say or what the issue might be, but you're in control of like how you react to it and how you kind of tame it, I guess, because I don't consider I feel like I'm opposite of confrontational at all. I'm it's not that I get weird. I just am like, is this worth it?
Jade's a fucking.
Oops.
Jade's like in the beauty pageants where they're like, what would you change in life?
Beauty
or it's like-
pageants?
or what is it? When that one famous answer that they would always give in beauty pageants. or
World
something,
peace.
Where it's like, what would you change in this world or something? If you can change one thing, world peace. That's right. He's like, I just want everybody to be happy. I want everybody to
Can
get
we all
along.
just get along? I'm a true Libra
That's,
in some
there you go.
ways.
He's a Libra.
But no,
I mean, it's a good thing.
I mean, obviously, like if someone has something, like sometimes you may do something perhaps, and you don't realize like some people took it a certain way. But I at least, I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty understanding, and I'm just like I try to see kind of like
That's another
what the
important
issue
thing to do.
is.
Put yourself in their shoes.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, something my mom told me when I was young, I don't remember the age, and I always tell people this is stuck with
Yes.
me. This is what got me out of so many fights in school, growing up in school. And it was never I was like someone that liked to fight. No, people always picked on me because I was an easy target.
Yeah.
And
Just don't. Okay, one. I was gonna
real
say
quick, yeah. But my mom once told me when I was young, she's like, I remember this was when I was entering high school actually, and she was like, look, people are gonna pick on you a lot. She's like, they're going to pick on you for no reason. They don't even know you. They're just going to do it. She's like, 9 out of 10 times when they pick on you, it's because they have something bad going on in their house. So they just want to take it out on someone. So if they say anything about me, or if they say anything about your family or whatever, she's like, who cares? They
Pay
don't
him no
actually know
mind.
us. Yep.
Water off a duck's back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that helped me so much because every time someone got mad at me and wanted to fight me, I just thought like, dang, I feel sorry. Like, what's going on in your life that you want to fight someone you don't really know and is actually being nice to you? Like, why would you want to fight me? So I'd feel really bad. And then, the other thing
just don't fuck with my family or I'll fuck you up.
My mom, the other thing she told me was don't ever start a fight, but you can finish it.
I know how to defend myself. It's so funny right now that you're saying that. I thought of this instance, super random, when I was at a bar once, years back, in my like first relationship. This was years and years ago. I mean, I think I was like 21 or something, 22. Kind of. I'm not really like this wasn't a club. It was like a bar, kind of clubby type thing. Anyway, long story short, this guy at the end of the night, like sometimes you're just eyeing the room maybe and just kind of seeing people. And I remember this guy comes up to me out of nowhere and he's like drunk, of course. And it was almost closing. And he's like, he's like, you want to, I forgot what he's like, he's like, that's how he did. I just remember it was very intense and I was a little bit buzzed. So he was like, I saw you looking at my man. I saw you looking at my partner. Like, you want to fight? Like that? What's the problem? He was like in my face, like putting his hands like in my face and doing this thing. And I remember I started laughing because I laugh sometimes in uncomfortable situations. And I was just kind of very chill. What's your name? Calm down. And he was like wanting to fight. And it was to the point where I noticed like people starting to look because it was kind of like loud. Dang. And I was like, I'm not even looking at your, like, who is he? Like, I don't even know who you're talking about. I saw you. He's over here, blah, blah. And it's just random because you said, it's like, it's one of those instances where I could have been like, well, what the fuck? Da-da-da-da. But I was just very like laughing, but not, I was like, it's okay. Like, chill. We're all having fun. Like, calm down. I'm okay. I come in peace. And then I remember my friend comes over, and my friend Jordan, I doubt she's listening, but she comes over. She's like, don't fucking talk to my friend like that. Da-da-da-da. And it was this whole thing. And then she started arguing with him, and then we got kicked out. Well, not kicked out, but they were kind of like, it's closing.
Right.
But yeah, random story. That's just very me. But unless it's something that like I see someone getting bullied, hell yeah. I mean, that's something I can't stand when someone's picking on someone. And like back in school, I was very like that, like, hey, very diplomatic in a way. Right. Which I feel like you would too.
Yeah.
But since I just talked about the family pressing your buttons because they know what buttons to press because they created it, like like 2 weeks ago, right? I feel like we had this, I don't want to say argument, but we definitely had like a hash out, if that makes sense.
Yeah, borderline arguing.
And it's like common with siblings. Almost. But it was very like
getting exhausting.
What was getting exhausting?
Just that feeling.
Well, I mean, yeah, I feel like it took a lot of vulnerability. I feel like on your end, we're not going to get into details, but I don't know. I don't know if you feel this, but I feel like since then, not that our relationship wasn't good, but I feel like it's even better lately. Or I feel at least I sense from you too, like a sense of, I feel like you literally, it looks like you just kind of, your weight was lifted off, or like something that was,
I lost that shit.
He has been losing weight. He's been working out.
That's probably what helps too.
But no, but I sense you're like more like not so tense. Not that you were, but I feel like after that, I feel like it was accumulating of like
it was a lot of things,
so many things, and I was like, what?
Yeah, I just had to do.
What happened?
This is something important that I think a lot of people need to do is if you notice something about yourself, or because for me it was. I didn't really notice it until because it happened for like 2-3 weeks where it was just little arguments, like little dumb ones throughout the days. Just dishes not done.
It's just we're with each other a lot lately because we live together, and not only we do podcasts, so it's like we're lately has been more than usual.
You work from home, so you're home.
So we're just get home, quarantine life. It's kind of like
because Jay kind of does all his outside stuff when I'm at work. So when I get home, he's always here.
I'm always back home.
Like he's usually always here, especially with my new schedule. He's actually always
and with
here.
Quarantine back months ago. Weeks ago, like the weekends, we weren't really out. So we were in.
Yeah, and then on top of that, the 25 years of growing, or not even that, actually it was like 20 years.
Yeah, but say what was happening, like what listeners are probably like, what are you guys talking
so long story short,
we had a big ass fight. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we fucking socked each other.
I'm gonna check that the settings are good because we're in a keep talking to them.
Okay, so pretty much what happened was for the last like 2-3 weeks we were just getting into little arguments, bickering back and forth. we were just bickering back and forth, and it got to a point where we had like two like actual like discussions, arguments, borderline, where it was just back and forth of like honestly just two people not understanding each other. We were actually listening to what each other had to say. We just weren't understanding it or accepting it. I don't know. It was just fucking not getting through each other. And then it got to a point where I was just like, okay, like he's really not seeing what I'm saying. Like he's not seeing it. So I took a step back. I was like, let me think about what he said about what I'm not seeing. So I actually reflected on it. And I actually learned a lot where I was like, oh shit, there's one thing you said was like, oh, stuff from the past too, of like us growing up when we were kids. Like that's how you said, like, that's why I'm like, oh, that's a good line where you're like, oh, triggers that you might have created that are still happening because no one else can poke those buttons, you know?
Yeah.
Everyone else, I'm like, whatever. But with you, it's like,
these little things can happen in relationships too, right? Any relationships, friendships, siblings. I mean, it's very, I feel like it would be abnormal for there to be never any issues, and that happens. That's amazing. Mm-hmm. But even in friendships, coworkers, business ships, I mean, I feel like if you hold on to things and you don't talk things out in a respectable manner, where you actually listen,
and it all depends
listen to each other.
Yeah. And it depends on how important that person is to you.
Yeah.
Because I will say since that talk, or since me doing the reflecting, like I learned a lot about myself where I'm like, whoa, I need to change. I need to just do this instead of what I was doing, or react this way, or pause before I react. Things like that. But there was also things I thought of where I'm like, I've tried to tell you some things that you might it's just not going to change. And it's fine. Like, I'm okay with it because of how important you are to me. So I can choose. I can be like, okay, he's important enough to where when this happens lately, like, I'll just take a step and I'll go in my room, take a few deep breaths, and then I'll come back out and be like, it's cool. Like,
little things. We're talking about little things.
Yeah,
like,
and it's little dumb things too. So like with anybody else, if you could look back, like say it's just a friend that's like an acquaintance, not really a friend. I can honestly just look back and be like, fuck that, I'm just not gonna deal with that. So you gotta think about the situation, think about how important that person is to you, what they're doing, if it actually affects you or not. If it really affects you, tell the person.
I mean, of course, don't.
That's what helped us, was I actually told them, like, yo. And I think it helped me just saying it out loud.
Yeah, it was nice.
Like,
you were like,
shit.
You were like, so this, I just want to say real quick. Well, obviously you were venting about other stuff that I was like, this has nothing to do with even what's happening. But that's good because you kind of got things off your chest that is unrelated to us. But then he's like, by the way, like, since it's a safe space, like, you didn't say that literally, but it felt like it. It's like, I also want to tell you, like, for instance, I may be a little bit, I may have been a little snippy because X, Y, and Z, because I feel that sometimes you this and that with me, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, shit. Like, I didn't even realize that. Yeah. Okay. And it's interesting because, I mean, I wasn't always like this. I mean, I can even say we're not perfect, but before I sometimes would want to, like, you're thinking so much as humans. Sometimes we think like, okay, what are we going to say, instead of actually listening and taking in what they're saying and not taking things like really to heart. Communication is key. Simple. It's as if we're in a brothership, obviously, but it's important. I mean, and I think it's hard for some people to be vulnerable and like open up, do you know, and be like, say how you really feel. I know it's hard, like, trust.
Yeah. And I know people in person that have siblings, and because they don't want to talk it out, those little arguments or nagging, it turns into them not speaking to each other.
Right.
Like, they're not,
or hold things in, bottle it all up.
Yeah.
And then it just
talk it out.
It's easier. I mean, like I said, it's not easy for everyone to be vulnerable. And sometimes I feel like I've learned this is where it's good to communicate, even in any relationship, because even with you, I'm the type that's like, sometimes I'll admit, I over talk. Like, I want to overanalyze and overshare emotions. And sometimes I'm too, which I don't dislike that about me. I like that about me, but I know there's people that can't handle it. Meaning, like, you're more like, okay, I don't want to talk about it right now. Do you know?
Yeah.
And I respect that now. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, it's important how you say things too, right? You want to, instead of not attacking, but saying, well, you this and you this and you this, you want to make it like, I feel that this and this and this, instead of like, well, you're not being responsible or you're not washing your dishes. Be like, I feel sometimes that you may blah, 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 because you want to make it not as a pointing fingers to them, because automatically people get like defensive.
Yeah.
I learned that in marriage and family psychology, things like that.
It's important.
You have to really be careful of like, I feel
I've learned that through
this
experience.
and this and this. My feelings get hurt, and I sometimes feel like maybe you don't care. Oops, I forgot to put my phone on silent.
Yeah, I have that app too.
I am. You guys, yeah,
Shout out,
it's such a good app.
throw it
If you
out.
like affirmations, download I Am, and you get like affirmations. You can get one a day, multiple ones a day. My affirmation right now that I got is, I was born to be successful.
Ooh.
It's cool. You can do
Really
this.
mine,
There's even body positivity, love, personal growth, stress and anxiety, happiness, gratitude, all of that. But yeah,
Right.
do you want to?
Mine is, I love and forgive myself.
Wow. Far out, mans. Oop. Okay, so I think that's a good way
new
to
segment.
introduce the new segment.
Tell them.
Talk about the segment real quick while I just check, because right now we're doing this all on our own, this studio filming. So I just want to check everything's working back there. But tell the listeners about this new segment real quick.
Cool. New segment. So every episode, we are going to have a viewer question segment where we have asked the viewers or
Send your questions.
Yeah, listeners, viewers, send your questions on our Instagram page, the Woo Podcast on Instagram. Send us a voice message. And yeah, basically with the question, whatever you want to answer us, it could be anything about your life, our life, space, aliens, whatever you want.
Also, if you don't, because I did notice when I said it's like it'd be cool to have a voice memo,
Yeah.
but if you don't feel comfortable, because I did also say it can be anonymous, but then it's like, well, your voice isn't anonymous. So we're also going to take any questions. You can send us a DM on Instagram at the Woo Podcast, or send us an email at thewoopodcast@gmail.com if you want to remain anonymous. Yep. And we're just going to answer your questions to the best of our ability. If it's something deep, not deep, like whatever, we're going to answer it. So
I like it.
Let's do the first one. I'm excited to do this. Okay.
Cool.
We're going to play it. All right. This is from our listener.
Hell yeah.
How's it going, fam? It's just Kevin here. My question for the both of you, what is one thing that you want to do but haven't done yet? And what's stopping you from doing it today? I also wanted to give you praise for what you are both doing for your podcast. Keep up the good work as well. See ya.
Thank you so much. Why was I looking at my phone as if
Thanks,
you were
Kevin.
there?
It's just Kevin.
Thank you so much. It's just Kevin for submitting that. That's really cool. Okay, so the
Great
question
ass
is,
question.
what is one thing that you want to do but haven't done yet? What's stopping you from doing
Good
it
follow
today?
up. What's stopping me from
You go for it.
Shoot. Man. Well,
I think of one randomly already.
go for it, because the second part threw me off. The what's stopping you today?
I know
I know
one
actually.
already.
Let's go. You go.
Skydiving.
Ooh, what's stopping you today?
No one wants to do it. I don't want to do it alone.
The fuck, I'll do it. Or I don't count.
Let's do it. I mean,
Well, let's do it.
Well, you always are like, I already did it.
Yo, I literally was gonna send a friend a message.
Let's
today
do
about
it. I'm
skydiving.
down.
I'm down. All right, cool. We're gonna go
Skydiving is
We'll
something
upload it.
on my
Fuck it.
bucket list. That's true. We might upload the video on the Woo
We'll
Podcast
do a
channel.
little vlog or whatever.
But that's one thing I've always wanted to do is skydive, and
Yeah.
everyone is like, "Fuck
I mean,
no."
it's
I mean,
fucking
like people that I've been like, "This, you should skydive," or it just never has followed through. But I want to do it.
Yeah.
What about you?
I agree. You should do it.
I'm so down. He's done it.
Do it. We'll do it. So an easy one, something I've always wanted to do and haven't done. What's stopping me today is Japan and
Yes.
work, days off work, COVID, etc. are stopping me from going today.
Same.
But I'm gonna go next year, February, March. It's planned. I don't care if people bail. I'm going if people go with me or not. If I'm by myself, next year, February, March.
Just do it solo. I mean, I want to go.
Yeah, if no one knows, if they bail, like the group of people that said yes, if they bail, I'm going still. But I don't think they'll bail. I'm pretty damn sure we're all going. But
Yes.
I'm going to Japan.
I want to go.
Another thing is
I want to go.
just in general, fucking travel around the world.
Yes.
I want to travel around the world. I want to hit every continent.
That would be amazing.
I want to be able to say I went to every continent, even if it's like one country in each.
That's such a good question. It literally makes it's. I'm thinking now other stuff. What haven't we done that we want to? That's
just Kevin.
I mean, besides traveling, because that's kind of a given. I feel like. Well, actually, not everybody likes to travel, but I think we've talked about it enough on the podcast that we want to travel.
Live in a van.
Yeah, you've been really into van videos,
really
van life.
I
I want to run like a marathon.
Thank you. I've been wanting. Yeah. So I'm
That's
actually,
something. What stopped me is, I guess, not really looking into it. But it's a bucket list.
Not
too.
making it a priority.
Yeah, not making it a priority. But that's something that I want to do.
I'm done. We should do it. I'm down.
Related to that, to like physical, I want to join a CrossFit gym. And I've always wanted to do it. I've been wanting to join CrossFit for like years. But it's just... What stopped me is feeling like I felt like I need to get stronger to do CrossFit, even though that's BS because there's different level. It's expensive too, but I think I'm gonna do that honestly, like really, really soon. It's just I want to like take it to the next level.
So something I've kind of always wanted to do that I'm gonna be doing now. So you've got me thinking about it too. Is I've always, when you want to do something, but you don't actually like think you can or really envision it, and you're just like, I want to do that. That looks cool. Something I've always thought looked cool and have been wanting to do, and I'm telling you guys, I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm telling everybody, it's gonna happen. Is parkour. I'm gonna jump off a roof one day. It sounds crazy, but it's gonna happen. Whether jump off a roof to another ledge, something, but. I'm not saying like in a month or two. This is going to be years from now.
Yeah, but you will do it.
And what's stopping me from it is honestly the skill. I'm not stupid. I'm not jumping off a roof right now.
Yeah, we don't want you. We want you here.
Yeah, I'm practicing.
Go off. It's windy outside. Sorry, random.
Yeah.
I think you can do that too.
I think so too. It's going to happen.
Reality TV is much. I'm gonna be on reality TV.
If anyone out there is watching this or listening,
Big Brother,
and you
Survivor,
guys are,
just watch
Survivor, Amazing Race.
What's stopping me is that
would you do Amazing Race?
Yes, but I prefer other ones.
Me too, but do you think we would do good?
I don't know. I think so.
I think it's one of those Pia moments where either gonna be like one of the first ones out or
make
we're
it
winning.
to the end. Yeah. Because we're very like, I think we'll do good.
I think we balance each other's skill sets out.
Reality TV, like competition shows, is my shit.
Survivor, Australia, Synopsis.
Yes.
Watch it.
All right. I think that's a good way to end it off. And thank you for listening. Check out our YouTube channel. Search up the Woo Podcast. Instagram. Thank you. It's Kevin again it's just Kevin for sending that voice message.
Yes.
What is the question for you if you're watching or listening in your car? Maybe think about it in your head or send us a message. What is something that you want to do that you haven't and what's stopping you?
Yep.
So
DM us, comment down below
on
YouTube. Bam.
Take care and I'll see you later. Bye.
Hell yeah.
Hi YouTube fam. So we're just two-man show here for now. We're figuring out this camera stuff. There's no one behind this, so the camera once again stopped recording. I don't know where it cut off, but listen to the rest of the episode on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google, Stitcher,
Amazon Music,
everywhere.
Yep.
So maybe that's a good incentive to go check out the audio version, but yeah, thank you for listening. We're going to sign off here. We definitely want to, aside from podcast, I'm trying to get him to do other videos on this channel that are separate but still podcast related. I want to do a mukbang.
I'm down. Fuck it.
And just talk and hang out and eat. And also, if we skydive, maybe we'll post it here.
Oh, hell yeah. That's for sure.
And let us know your answer to the question from It's Just Kevin. Thank you for asking. What is something that you have been wanting to do that you haven't yet? And what is stopping you? Let us know. Hit like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please share with your friends. Hydrate. Take care of yourself. And I'm just babbling. We'll see you later. Sign off. You just said. Damn. Did I just do that? Yes. Wait. I was like,
hell
I don't have my headphones.
Checking the crack. Hell yeah.